Hey, what's up, you guys? This is I'm Just, and it's early in the morning. If y'all hear snoring, that's my man. I'm sorry. He snores. I'm just up early because I get up and wait till it's time for me to wake him up. But I was looking at things on Instagram and I saw this and I figured I would watch this with y'all. This is how the Antichrist will deceive the world. And honestly, I think he already has. But let's watch this. Let's go through this. Let's see what's given and what they're talking about. Play this. No, I'm sorry for the snoring. If y'all hear that. This is the AOC network.
The Antichrist. Why will so many follow him? Well, we're going to talk about that. And before we get into it, I want to share with you a small clip from a video we did about a year or so ago. And it's more relevant now than it was then. So check this out. I was watching this documentary and I actually found it to be quite informative. And it's not a Christian documentary. It's a National Geographic documentary featuring Morgan Freeman talking about how various religious groups view God and eschatology and the Antichrist. And here, Morgan Freeman's going to have this dialogue with this Orthodox Jewish individual, and he's going to share what Jews are expecting with the coming Messiah. They have this coming Messiah. They don't believe that is Jesus right now yet, but they are expecting the messianic figure. And look at what this individual says to Morgan Freeman. His name.
Orthodox Jews believe that without this temple, their religious rites are incomplete. So they await the day when their temple is rebuilt.
So they're talking about here how they believe that the temple, the third temple, will be rebuilt. Okay, Jews believe that, many Christians believe that. Let's keep watching.
Is there a Messiah
In Judaism,
in Judaism?
Jews invented the Messiah, but it's not the same Messiah that most people.
Oh shoot, y'all, my bad. Y'all peep how he said Jews invented the
And
Messiah?
it's not a Christian documentary. It's a
Like,
National Geographic documentary.
how did they invent the Messiah? That right there is sketchy to me. Like, why would you say Jews invented? When you invent something, that's like making something up, right? So that right there is a weird word choice for me when he says Jews invented the Messiah.
Featuring Morgan Freeman talking about
My bad, y'all.
share what Jews are expecting with the coming Messiah. They have this coming Messiah. They don't believe that is Jesus right now yet, but they are expecting the messianic figure. And look at what this individual says to Morgan Freeman.
His name.
Orthodox Jews believe that without this temple, their religious rites are incomplete. So they await the day when their temple is rebuilt.
So they're talking about here how they believe that the temple, the third temple, will be rebuilt. Okay, Jews believe that, many Christians believe that. Let's keep watching.
Is there a Messiah
In Judaism,
in Judaism?
Jews invented the Messiah, but
Invented.
it's not the same Messiah that most people think about.
They invented the Messiah. And I wonder what they think
I
this
guess
Messiah
when
finna look
Christians
like.
think of the Messiah, they think of someone who's divine.
Yeah.
What we have for the Messiah is a man, a king of this earth, who's going to bring peace among the nations in this world.
And Urim tells me this mortal Messiah has a very specific to-do list.
According to Jewish tradition, he has three things he's supposed to do.
Okay, now watch when he explains what he think the Messiah is. Watch when he explains it. It's like they're setting up the stage for the fake Messiah by trying to tell us about how to recognize who is like, it's like they're trying to tell us about how you can recognize a fake Messiah by setting up the stage, telling us that the one who's going to come is the fake Messiah. Just watch.
What we have for the Messiah is a man, a king of this earth, who's going to bring peace among the nations in this world.
And Urim tells me this mortal Messiah has a very specific to-do list.
According to Jewish tradition, he has three things he's supposed to do. Number one, he's going to reconstitute the Jewish kingdom or the Jewish state.
Establish a new government.
Number two, he's going to bring peace with the neighbors.
Promote religious oneness.
Number three, he's going to rebuild that temple.
Look how they got this agenda just
So you heard it right
out
there.
there.
The Jewish people are expecting that their messianic figure is going to be a man, a king. They believe that he's going to bring world peace. They believe that he's going to bring a government. And they believe that he is going to rebuild the temple, the third temple. Why is that significant? Because these are the exact same things that the Antichrist is promising to do. The Antichrist will come onto the scene with promises of bringing this utopian government. He's going to come onto the scene as a political kingly leader. And he's going to have something to do with the establishment of a temple.
You know what's so crazy?
The Antichrist, my friends, is going to claim to be the long-awaited messianic
that
figure
Obama really had
of
a
the
lot of
Jewish
those
people.
characteristics, but
Wow.
not for Jewish people.
And everything that they're expecting their Messiah to do, the Antichrist is going to come and basically fulfill. Now, the Antichrist, if he tries to establish a third temple, it's not going to be the true temple of God, because we as the body of Christ are the temple of God. The true Messiah did establish a temple. You see, every messianic figure must establish a temple. That's why Jesus said that his temple, his house, will be in his people. Okay? And nothing will come against it. And so Jesus established a temple, not a physical one, but a spiritual one within our body. Jesus, the true Messiah, established that. And when the false Messiah comes, it is likely that he will also try to establish some type of brick and mortar temple. It won't be the true temple of God, but it's something that will be a...
Now, see, I told you guys how important your body is and how to protect your energy. And even in the Bible, what he is talking about, they're saying that the temple of God is within you, and you really need to learn how to start taking better care and protecting yourself. And a lot of times we don't, and that's the reason why there is such a war on our bodies. There's such a war with trying to control our mind, our emotions, and why they're running so many rituals, because when it is time for us to die and elevate off of this, they want us to be at such a low frequency, such a low vibration, that we have no choice but to come back and keep on doing, keep on doing this. It's like, it's wild.
deception to the world to cause them to believe that he is the true Messiah. So, you can clearly see now how this Antichrist figure is going to so easily try to convince the world that he is the long-awaited Jewish Messiah. I mean, everything that they are expecting, this guy's going to come.
You know, something else that's weird is a lot of movies, when they depict God or when they're talking about God, they use Morgan Freeman. They always use Morgan Freeman. Y'all ever peep that? Morgan Freeman usually always play God, and Jesus is always played by a Caucasian. All right.
And so what you will find is that really, of all of the major Abrahamic faiths, there's this Messiah figure who is supposed to arrive around the end of days. And not only with Judaism, but also with Islam. We know that in Islam, they are also expecting the coming Messiah. And they will even tell you that it will be Jesus. They will tell you that we believe Jesus is going to come as king. That's what most Muslims believe. So, you can understand why there is the argument that when the false Messiah comes, the Antichrist, that the first thing he will want to do is bring a unification of the Abrahamic faiths. Why? Because if he can bring those in Islam and in those in Judaism together, imagine the power he would have if both of those huge religions saw him as their messianic figure. And so now you see why in Matthew 24, when Jesus is explaining what will be taking place prior to his return, he says that false messiahs and false prophets will appear, and they will perform great signs and miracles to deceive. And so it is understandable why the Antichrist will most definitely try to convince those of Islam and Judaism, and even
Do anybody know who is running the United Nations? I have to look that up because the United Nations is what's going to be in charge of the New World Order. And I know a lot of the old presidents have a seat at the United Nations. I know Obama does. And I was wondering who is at the head of that? Who's going to be the one running the show at the United Nations? I'm going to have to look that up. All right.
says, if possible, deceive the elect. He's really referring to believers with this. He will try to deceive even the religious groups that he is their Messiah. And the big question that must be addressed here is, how are we to know, really, the difference between this false Messiah and when Jesus, the true Messiah, returns? We have many videos that will help to explain that, but just in short, there is one thing that happens before Christ returns: the resurrection. When Jesus returns, it says in 1 Thessalonians that the Lord will come down from heaven with the loud command, the voice of the archangel, the trumpet call of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. And then it explains how we who are alive and remain will also be caught up into the air to meet him. And so you will know that it is Jesus who is here when all of his believers rise with immortal bodies. Okay? If you're here on earth and you don't have your immortal body and you have not risen, and there is some figure that seems to fit the description of the false Messiah, you will know it is not the true Messiah, because the resurrection has not yet taken place.
Bruh, I just heard a big explosion outside. And I don't know what that is. And on everything, I just seen something shoot up in the sky. That was weird, because I'm sitting here at my window, looking out my window, because I wish I could show y'all. I don't think I can from here. But the sun is coming out, and hold on. My bad. The sun is coming out, but the moon is so bright. The moon is so bright. I don't think I'm able to, I don't even know if I'm able to turn this camera on. I might be able to. If I press that. What did I do? Oh, it ain't do nothing. I don't know. Let me see. I didn't do anything. Okay, well, I thought it would started recording or something, but it didn't. But, yeah, the sun is coming out, but the moon is still so bright. But, yeah, that explosion and that thing that just flew up in the sky, that just threw me off. I live near a daggone army base. I don't know what they doing over there. But the resurrection, they make it seem like it's gonna be some dramatic people just going up in the air and out their bodies type thing. I really doubt that is what's gonna happen. I don't really see that happening like that. And to be honest with you, it could have already happened and we would never know it, because we wouldn't get no news coverage on that. They wouldn't tell us that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think I just don't think that, I think the Bible tells a lot of truth because they needed a way to spread their knowledge without really spreading their knowledge. That's why I believe the Bible is worded like it's worded. And I believe it was worded differently a long time ago when black people was not allowed to read the Bible. And so when black people and other people started reading the Bible, they kind of kept their information in there, but the way they worded it is so that nobody else will understand. And that's why the Bible is written like it is. And that's why I think it's really important to study the Bible as well as other documents. You know what I'm saying? So let me start this back up.
The dead in Christ will rise, and those alive to meet him in the air. Now, it is important to note that when Jesus returns, it says that there will be this trumpet. Okay, a trumpet will be blown. Now, this also parallels what Paul writes in 1 Corinthians when he says that there will be this last trumpet that is blown, and then we will be changed. There will be this rising, this resurrection. And so in Matthew, we see that there is a trumpet blown when he returns. Matthew 24, about the coming of the Son of Man, it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days, basically, you're going to have a lot of catastrophic events taking place. And then it says, then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky. Everyone will see him. All of the earth, all people will mourn. And then it says,
In the top, it says immediately after, it says those days the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. Now, what time is it? Oh, shoot, I don't have it. It's not. Okay, it's 6:33 a.m. The sun is coming out and the moon is so bright. The moon is so bright still. So what if what we're looking at isn't the real moon and sun? What if what we're looking at is a simulation or a projection of the moon and sun, because in reality our moon and sun done went dark on us? Because the truth of the matter is that the moon and the sun are not acting like they usually act. They're not. It's not like the sun is out and then the moon goes down, and then the moon goes down, then the sun comes out. It's not doing that anymore.
he then will send out his angels with what? There's that trumpet. So we know that if Paul says that we are caught up at the last trumpet, and here we have a trumpet, we know this is referring to the same event Paul was speaking to when he says,
Y'all remember a couple of years ago when everybody was hearing those trumpet sounds around the world? Y'all remember that? And it was like, we don't know where it's coming from. Those could have been staged events, or it could have been like, them signaling like, yeah, it's time to pop stuff off. I don't know, but
that we will be caught up, and here it says that once they blow that trumpet, the last trumpet, there's going to be one after this. That's when the angels will gather his elect. What does elect mean? Well, you go to the Greek, that is the word eklektos, which refers to those chosen by God, the Christians, the elect, his people. He's going to gather us at that last trumpet, and we will be gathered to the heavens to meet him. And then after that, of course, he will come and bring his kingdom on the earth. And so again,
you think it's wild that they put elect and Trump, well, trumpet, but elect and Trump in the same sentence, and those were the same. And when Trump was elected, was around the same time we heard them trumpets in the sky. I'm telling you, they playing with us. They playing. They know if people study the Bible, you know what I'm saying, the way it is written now, when they do little things like this, like, you know what I'm saying, elect Trump and then have them trumpets blazing, they're going to have all the Christians going crazy. They know what they're doing.
the true Messiah, Jesus, returns at the last trumpet when all of his people are resurrected in immortal bodies. And so I say this, and this is so important, and please help get this message out, that any so-called messianic figure here performing miracles and wonders. I mean, he's going to have a lot of miracles and things happening. So don't be like the world trying to see what you can see that's miraculous
Project
as your proof.
Bluebeam.
No, your proof that it is Jesus returning is when you see him face to face in the sky in your new body. Okay, so there you have it. Spread the word. Now, this is kind of an aside to what we have been working on. We are still working on the law video. It is under a lot of heavy production right now.
Well, check
For the
that.
past
If you
3
like
months,
to,
we've been working
if
on
you,
the
you know,
research.
there's a
When you deal with such a subject, research is such a huge part of it, especially with this. And it has been intense research. And now you're at the
Well, if you like to check them out, they're a Christian channel. They give, you know, their stories are pretty good. But the thing is that you gotta understand what they're saying is that when you leave your body, you will see Christ. Like, you will not see Christ on the earth, like with your eyeballs. So when they hit you with the Project Bluebeam and you start seeing stuff in the sky that look like a person, just know, if you are in your body, you are not seeing Christ. And this was for, you know, all the people, all my Christian followers. I'm going to get a picture of this moon and I'm going to show y'all. It is daytime outside and this moon is so bright. It is freaking me out. I did a video of it around 5 o'clock in the morning and it was bright. And it's crazy that the sun is now coming out and the moon is still bright like this. But alright, you guys, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and y'all have a good day.